sorry, Gary Tripp Snider. Glad to have the old school names. Hey, Gary, since you're here, let's go on and hand you the silver. Come on out, bro. You're good, buddy. Although I got to have you take your helmet off. Can you do that? We want to see what you look like. Let's see what you look like, Gary. There's Gary. All right, Gary. Gary thought he won that one, but it's all right because you're still on the podium and you get a silver medal to take home. Let's hear it for Gary Tripp Snider, second place. Don't even. Check. Was it a little bit dark out there?
Yeah, in my goggles.
Yeah, dark in your goggles, no doubt. Who do you want to thank, Gary?
Jesus and God, 110 Racing, Loki Watson, Random Racer, and Good Faith Realty.
All right, there it is. Let's hear it for him. Gary Tripp Snider in the second place spot.
If that didn't warm your hearts, then this will. Welcome to the set of TV24 News. We've got Tripp Snider. Come on back here with us, Tripp.
What's going on, Tripp? How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good. All right. So this is Tripp Snider. Tripp, you just won a silver medal. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. He
Yes,
is
sir.
7 years old. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Where you go to school at?
Piedmont Elementary.
Piedmont Elementary. Okay. Tell us about this past weekend.
It was very good and had to make a lot of passes. 24th, 18th, and 2nd.
Oh, I hear you.
Wow.
Had to make a lot of passes. Let me ask you this: at your age, how did you get into riding a dirt bike, and not only riding it, but riding it as well as you do?
I mean, it took me a long time and took 2 years to get to this moment. And I didn't know I was going to get a silver medal.
You didn't know you were going to get a silver medal? So there was a lot of hard work that went into that, correct?
Hey, hold your medal up so everybody out there can see it.
All right, I got to ask you this. You are better at thanking your sponsors than a lot of adults. Can you tell me about your sponsors real quick?
I want to thank Jesus and God,
Amen. Like that.
it's a gas station something,
I hear you, big dog.
and George Morgan the Third Cycle Works, and Good Faith Realty.
Good Faith Realty, George Michael Motorcycle Works, is that right?
No, it's George Morgan. Yeah.
Oh, George Moore. Okay, I got you. I
and
see it
then
now.
Random Racer.
And Good Faith Realty. I hear you.
And Loki Watson too.
I hear you, big dog. I hear you, man. You're better at that than a lot of adults are already.
He
You're
is.
You're ready for the big time already. So tell us when you race again.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to Minios or mini majors.
Well, let me ask you this: what goes into getting ready for a race? Like as far as preparation before you get to the racetrack, what goes into that?
I gotta be fit and ready for the race.
I hear you. Well, how do you get from home to the racetrack? Tell us that.
We have a truck or a camper. Yep. The truck pulls the camper, and we'll go stay a few nights at the track and race.
I hear you. All right, stay a few nights at the track and race. Well, we got Tripp Curry, a 7-year-old that goes to Piedmont Elementary, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Tripp Snider, my bad. I'm thinking of Tripp Curry that used to be the head coach at Cherokee County. Tripp Snider, 7-year-old, Piedmont Elementary. A next big thing coming up, is that right?
Yes, sir.
It's going to take a lot of hard work to get to the next big thing, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I have a question
Do you play
for
football?
Yes, sir.
You ready for football season?
Yeah.
I mean, football's nothing for you. If you can ride dirt bikes, you can play football. Is that right?
I made a couple hits yesterday.
I hear you.
Hey, how do you deal with it when you've got all that mud on your visor? How do you see?
I mean, I'll rub it every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, take the mud off, and then sometimes I'll ride with the mud.
And you just see through it?
It's not that I can see through it. I would duck my eye under it.
Okay. It looks really hard. You gotta be really good to be able to do that. You're professional. And tell me a little bit more about your medal. Who is that on there?
It's Loretta Lynn's rent.
Yeah. And did they play a lot of music at the ride you just did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you about your mom and your dad. How supportive are they in what you're doing?
They're very supportive of me, and I'm glad they're coming to watch me ride. And my mama's not very scared, but she's not very scared. It's just if I wreck real hard and I might get body slammed or something, she'll get maybe scared or.
Well, my mama's. I'm 33 years old. My mama's still the same way, so that's never gonna change. What's the highest that you've ever jumped on a dirt bike?
50 feet.
50 feet. Good night. Well.
And how high? You've told me beforehand. What's the height you want to be to in about 10 years from now jumping?
70 foot.
That's a big jump.
I want to stay on the ground and off a dirt bike. I learned real early in life I need to stay off of two wheels.
Why?
Because I'm not real good at riding a regular bicycle, much less a dirt bike. So you already got me beat. So, hey, what is your goal for the next year? And then I'm going to let you be done. What's your goal for the next year as far as riding?
As far as riding, I'm just gonna try the best I can. Try to get in shape for the next race in 2 years maybe, and try to get better on, and get gooder and better and better and better.
All right.
Try harder.
Like I said, Tripp Snider, 7-year-old from Piedmont Elementary, second place at the Loretta Lynn this past weekend. Already jumps 50 feet. His goal is to jump 70 feet. Plays football as well. You gonna send us a schedule so we can watch you play?
Sure.
I hear you. All right, Tripp Snider, 7-year-old, future legend in the motocross industry.
So we want to thank you, Tripp, for joining us, and we want to thank his parents, Gary and Deidre, and sister Kennedy for joining us and letting him be on the show today. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly with weather from Lacey Klein for you. Thank you, Chandler. So welcome up here, Lacey.
Hi, we have some adorable guests with us today.
We do. So I'm going to let you want to tell me your name?
Come on.
Kennedy.
Yeah. So this is Tripp's sister, right?
Yeah.
And what do you do when you're out there with Tripp?
Watch them and play in the mud.
Watch him and play in the mud. That's what I'm talking about. Are you his biggest cheerleader?
Not really.
Well, who you cheer for then?
My goodness.
Nobody.
Nobody? Okay, that's better than cheering for somebody else then, I guess.
I guess so.
I just play in the mud.
I hear you. I don't blame you.
Play in the mud. Can't beat it.
Well, Tripp, what have you got coming up next? You got school. What do you do in your normal life? Just school and football now, or?
School, racing, and football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Chandler, you got some more questions for him?
He about answered all of our questions. I was trying to figure out how I was going to top our segment during sports because Tripp's got it going on.
He does.
7-year-old racing, playing football, going to school, just living the life, winning medals.
So how many races a year do you normally, would you see yourself competing in?
Probably not that big ones, or not big ones, but probably maybe here and there big.
Okay. And then Kennedy, what do you like to do in general? Do you don't race bikes, what do you do?
We just play in the mud.
Oh my goodness.
No.
You're from the South, aren't you, young lady?
She does a sport too.
What sport do you play?
No, she does cheerleading.
She's cheerleading. Hey, cheerleading is a sport.
It is.
It absolutely is.
It definitely is. Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us today, and we want to thank Tripp and Kennedy for being with us. You guys have been amazing, and we're honored that you were here with us. And And I'm going to let Tripp close it out. Can you tell everyone, say thank you, signing off from Oxford, Alabama?
Thank you everyone for
You've got your own mic. Go for it.
thank you everyone for signing
Off from Oxford, Alabama.
Oxford, Alabama.
This is WEAC TV 24 News. We'll see you all tomorrow.